is what the Premier League says about why they ruled out Virgil van Dijk's header at 1-0 to make it 1-1 for Liverpool, or he thought he did, and it was deemed offside. Andy Robertson was deemed to have interfered with play, and this is their reason. It says the referee's call of offside and no goal to Liverpool was checked and confirmed by VAR, with Robertson in an offside position and deemed to be making an obvious action directly in front of the goalkeeper. Now, they've been really smart in how they've worded this, because based on that, they are actually 100% right. Robertson is factually in an offside position. Robertson factually is in front of Donnarumma, and Robertson factually makes an action which is ducking, right, to avoid the ball hitting him. But what they are not trying to put out there that will actually indicate that they made a clear mistake for me and got this one wrong is the fact that the offside rule reads, Law 11 for offside specifically says you interfere with play by making an obvious action which clearly impacts on the ability of an opponent to play the ball. That's what it says. So they've cut it short for their own benefit, and I think to make themselves look good. But actually they've cut out the important part, which reads, which clearly impacts on the ability of an opponent to play the ball. Now, does Robertson clearly impact Donnarumma and prevent him from making a save? No, he's not in his line of vision, so Donnarumma clearly sees the ball all the way, and actually he reacts on time. Robertson is in front of him, yes, but he can see the ball. So if Robertson was directly in front of his eyesight and he ducks and then he reacts, then maybe I would say he's impacted on Donnarumma. But in this case, Donnarumma sees it all the way, and by Robertson ducking, Donnarumma has already literally dived to make a save and he doesn't get to it. So for me, that goal should have stood. And I am a believer, I'm a complete believer that goals can change games. At 1-1, maybe Liverpool become on the ascendancy, they get more confidence and they can play better, being encouraged by that goal. So yes, it's possible that the game could have changed for Liverpool at that moment. So that is a very game-changing decision in my opinion. Now, with that being said, Liverpool, I can confirm, were robbed on that goal, right? Liverpool were robbed with that goal. That goal should have stood. I am going to say that, and perhaps Liverpool start playing better when that goal goes in. It's 1-1 away at Man City. These are your four-peat champions, and it's difficult playing at the Etihad. So even though Liverpool don't play well, or were not playing well up until that moment, scoring that goal, drawing level, that could have definitely changed the game for them. So I will acknowledge that. However, that being said, Liverpool did not show up really today. The Liverpool that tormented Real Madrid and beat Real Madrid convincingly during the week, they did not show up today. I think Salah definitely should have scored with that one-on-one or passed the ball. It's a tap-in for Gakpo. Donnarumma is in no man's land. Liverpool should have scored today. They should have scored, yes, their first goal incorrectly ruled out for offside, but they should have scored. I think they had enough to score. But the better team won at the end of the day. Man City were convincing when they went forward. Haaland's one was a little bit scruffy, and obviously he missed the penalty. The penalty on Doku was a penalty. Haaland missed it, so actually it has no bearing on the game, but that wasn't a robbery, it's a penalty. Mamadashvili comes out and he's late. It's a late tackle. He clearly makes contact with Doku. It's a late tackle. If a keeper comes out and does not get the ball, it will be given as a penalty all the time. We see that consistently. If it's a foul outside the box, it would have been given, and inside the box, it's also a penalty. So for that, at least Haaland didn't score from it, so Liverpool can't say they were hard done by because it affected the scoreline. But essentially, it is a penalty. There's no way that was not going to be given when there's clear contact and he's late, right? So he clearly makes contact, it impedes Doku, and Doku hits the deck. That is a penalty. It was always going to be a penalty. So that they got right for me, in my opinion. However, Virgil van Dijk's goal should have stood, but the penalty was a penalty. But yeah. Besides that, Haaland then, he misses the penalty and then he scores. It's just like this guy. It seems like Haaland does not want to score from the penalty spot on purpose at this rate. That was City's first penalty, by the way, in 11 games. And Haaland misses it. So it's not like City have been getting favorable penalties. That was City's first penalty, and I do think it's a bang-on penalty. And Haaland doesn't score it, and he just decides to score a few moments later. Haaland is incredible this season. He's City's X factor, and he got on the score sheet. Nico Gonzalez deflected goal in, obviously changes the game. At 2-0, it's a little bit of a difficult game for Liverpool to come back. And then obviously Doku with a brilliant goal at the end to wrap it up for Man City for 3-0. Right? In this case, Doku was clearly the man of the match. He was exceptional. He was tormenting Conor Bradley. And it's weird because Conor Bradley locked up Mbappe last season at Anfield, and during the week locked up Vinicius Jr. So his confidence would have been high. But maybe it's the fact that in general, maybe it's a general fact for the Liverpool team that maybe they were tired from a very, very intense encounter during the week against Real Madrid. Maybe that's also what affected their performance, and specifically Conor Bradley as well, after they really, really gave it to Madrid. So I was really disappointed with the Liverpool that showed up today. However, City deserved to win. It was clear that City were always going to win, in fact. But Slot, I have questions for Slot. This is Liverpool's 4th away defeat in a row in the Premier League. That is concerning. Lost to Crystal Palace, lost to Chelsea, lost to Brentford, now lost to Manchester City, and they're conceding way too many goals. I have questions from Slot from the beginning. I did not think Wirtz would survive this game. I do not think starting him was the most ideal thing, especially in the position that he started him in. I think he was ineffective, and obviously off the ball he was going to be a little bit of a liability, especially when you're playing against Man City, who take care of the ball so well and exploit the spaces that are left or vacated by certain players. And if Wirtz is not really helping out in defense or not doing so effectively, then he was going to be a liability, and we saw that for the first goal from Haaland, right? I don't think Konate was excellent today, so I think Konate in general this season has been poor. I don't think he's helping Virgil van Dijk in any way. And if you're looking at it, his subs as well, Arne Slot, to me, then you lost a little bit of balance in the team. You took out the only striker you had on the field in Ekitike, your only target man. Yes, he was not getting a lot of service, but it's also because there was not service. He wasn't playing well because there was not a lot of service, right? So taking him off, I'm not sure, because then you lose that focal point, and then he went with a false 9, and clearly didn't work. It clearly didn't work. Salah has been offered. Bringing on Gakpo in this type of game late, I don't think was good from Arne Slot. So his subs, I was not really convinced. I would have started with Cody Gakpo. And went with a solid team with everyone in their position that knows their role. And Wirtz still has to adjust to the Premier League. We know he has not had a great start, and I don't think this was a game for him to really, really raise his confidence again. I think he was also thrown in the deep end. So for Slot, I have questions, but it's the international break now. I would officially rule Liverpool out for the title. I think it's rare that a team wins the title with 5 defeats in the whole campaign, let alone in the first few games of the season, in the first third of the season. 5 defeats already for Liverpool is insane. If you look at the champions over the past years, it's 3 defeats, it's 4 defeats, 3 defeats, 4 defeats. It's not 5, and let alone now. So I would officially rule Liverpool out for the title, and I would say this makes City and Arsenal, for me, the relevant title contenders. I still think Arsenal are favourites, even though they dropped points at Sunderland. They're going to have those games that are difficult because Sunderland are playing amazing football. You can see where they are in the table, and they were very resolute and have a good fighting spirit. At some point, they were second. So it wasn't going to be easy, especially away, and they aren't defeated at the Stadium of Light. So you're going to have those games where it's tough for Arsenal, but 4-point lead is not bad. The only question is this the Man City of old? Is this the Man City that chases Liverpool down? Is this the Man City that chases Arsenal down, catches up to both Liverpool and Arsenal, and at the end of the season, when it counts, City sit on top? I think Arsenal should be looking over their shoulder and being very concerned. City very reliant on Erling Haaland, but at least today there were other goal scorers. So if City can keep on purring the way they purr, then Arsenal should definitely be worried about City being their main title contender. In this case, I still say Arsenal are favourites, but City, they look good to make a charge. They look very good to make a charge and try to regain the title that they lost or vacated to Liverpool last season. but it's set up as a brilliant Premier League campaign. It's the international break again. For me, that's an excellent game. We saw good football. I think Liverpool were handicapped at 1-1. To be fair, that's my honest opinion of it. However, City was still the better team. City deserved to win, and based on the balance of play, chances created, and the attacking threat, City were always going to win that game, because I don't think the Liverpool that we know can show up in big teams, the Liverpool that showed up to the Etihad last season or even at Anfield against City, this was not the same Liverpool. So something is wrong with Liverpool. They have questions to fix. Can they get themselves together during the international break? Let's see. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Check out the other videos on my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
This is I'm with KG from Dato. Catch him on YouTube channel. We are football. Please, we are football channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
We'll be there. Do you care though? Who will be there?
you